Hey everyone, it's Jay.
And Sean.
And we watched a movie.
I think we did.
Yeah, we did. We watched Hubie Halloween.
Oh yeah.
On Netflix.
Yes, we sure did.
Brand new release for October 2020. It is Halloween season. And Halloween season is happening amid a global pandemic. It is very up in the air as to whether kids will even be able to trick or treat this year. So it is nice to know that there are movies like this for a nice family movie night. Something you can do to celebrate.
Pretend.
Your little goblins.
Remember the old times.
The old times, yes. When children bullied a full-grown man.
Yeah, that's right. That doesn't happen anymore either, does it?
Well, I don't know. So Hubie Halloween, if you've managed not to find out so far, is the newest Adam Sandler movie. He has a huge production deal with Netflix. He's done quite a few movies of quite varied quality and success.
Not as varied as one would hope.
No, not at all.
They're mostly terrible.
Yes, they are mostly missed. Not a lot of hits there. And I would tend to put this one closer to the hit pile. Yeah,
I think I would put it there as well, with a caveat of you really get the most out of this if you've watched every other Adam Sandler movie that there is.
Yeah, or I think you're a kid.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, Adam Sandler's humor, in my opinion, is always insanely juvenile.
Oh yeah, 12-year-old and under.
Yes, except for in his head, he's writing for adults. Like him. Yeah. But this movie, he is consciously, I think, writing to a young audience. This is meant for family viewing. It technically has a PG-13 rating, but there's almost nothing scary or terrible in this movie except for June Squibb's t-shirts.
Oh yeah.
June Squibb is a lovely older woman who plays Adam Sandler's mom. And she shops at the Goodwill. And I want to know, could be an interesting spin-off idea. Who is the person in Salem, Massachusetts who is donating en masse all of these suggestive slogan t-shirts?
Yeah, they're pretty blue.
Yes, and she and her little old lady friend bought them all up.
Yeah.
So even though...
It was a little bit of a boner by then.
Yes. And you know what? Our friend Matt, who used to appear on this before lockdown and such, would always tell me that his grandmother said she pulled a boner, and like to her that meant she made a mistake or did an oopsie. But it was an expression that to her had no double entendre whatsoever. And June Squibb uses it that way in this movie. So little shout out to Matt. It was kind of adorable. Yep. She doesn't understand the t-shirt she's wearing, but other people do. Yeah. So that's fun. So Hubie is, of course, Adam Sandler, and Hubie is, like almost all of the characters that Adam has written for himself, a man-child. Not really a grown-up person quite yet. He's very easily frightened, very easily startled.
Yes.
And,
which is problematic for the self-appointed Halloween monitor of Salem.
Yes, that's right. He takes Halloween very seriously in that he wants everyone to have a good but safe time.
Safety first.
So he's out there patrolling the streets. And he makes so many reports to the local police precinct that the sergeant, played by Kevin James, has told him basically to F off, but in a more creative way. Yes, it gives him work. But this was a poorly timed choice to take a stand on this Halloween night, because not only is Hubie being pursued by child bullies.
Yeah, wearing scream masks.
Yes. He also, there's his neighbor played by Steve Buscemi, and Steve Buscemi is as good as ever. He's always like the funniest guy. Adam works with the same people all the time. And even his family members. And there was a Liotta, there's all kinds of people on the set related to Adam's friends who are also in his movies. But Steve Buscemi, even amid all of these like SNL cast members, is always the funniest in this. And I think he's really kind of growing into his look as an older guy.
I think so, yeah.
So he kind of puts off some weird vibes, and Hubie is convinced he might be a werewolf.
He might be.
So he's got that on his plate this Halloween. And there's like an escaped, I don't know, prisoner is the wrong term, but somebody from the mental institution nearby.
Yeah, it's someone who's been committed and they broke out with a nice cameo in that sequence as well.
Yes. And a horrifying pig mask, I have to say.
Oh, yeah. That was just lying on the street. Someone discarded it because it was too scary.
It was too scary, yeah.
And that was the right choice.
Yes, it's true. So, yeah, and I wonder if that pig mask would be approved by the health unit for COVID.
It's a good question.
What
it
are
does
these
cover your
Halloween
nose
masks?
and mouth.
Yeah, catching any of the droplets, or I don't know. So, a huge cast in this. Julie Bowen is playing the love interest, which I loved seeing. I mean, I like Julie Bowen, but she played Adam Sandler's love interest in Happy Gilmore.
But you had to remind me about it.
Yes, I did.
You did say that. Yes, of course.
I know
did.
my Adam catalog pretty well, but that's 24 years ago. She looks good as ever. The time has not been as kind to Adam, although he also has grown an unfortunate mustache for this role.
Yeah.
I love that this guy, he's patrolling the neighborhood armed only with like a Swiss Army thermos. He's
the
got
thermos
this
is
trusty
great.
Thermos that has so many uses, as well as
soup.
toting soup.
Yeah.
Yes. Although the one time he doesn't have a gadget in his thermos is pretty much the funniest part of the movie. I will admit, I laughed out loud so many times.
Oh, it's so stupid, but it's good.
It is stupid, and you always hate yourself for laughing at this. But it's good. It's good in a bad way.
Yeah.
And it's good in a very, lowbrow.
Yeah.
This is really common denominator.
You don't have to think about it.
Yeah. It's an easy, non-committal kind of movie. Rob Schneider, of course, is going to pop up. Maya Rudolph and Tim Meadows are in there.
Yep.
Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller makes a little cameo. It's not a big role, but he's playing the same exact character he played in Happy Gilmore with Adam and Julie Bowen. So that's kind of a fun little touch, I thought.
Yeah,
I really liked that. Ray Liotta is in this for some reason.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, not his first Adam cameo, and I hope not his last.
No, but he's great, and it's also a great role for him.
It is.
He's a big Warriors fan, so this is a nice little nod to that.
Okay.
I don't even know if you get that reference. I think I tried to make you watch that movie, and we shut it off because you hated it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Anyways, this is by director Stephen Brill, who of course has directed many times for Adam before, notably Little Nicky and Mr. Deeds. Adam co-writes with longtime collaborator Tim Herlihy, who did, guess what, Little Nicky and Mr. Deeds, but also Wedding Singer and Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, all of those golden age Adam movies, and some pretty terrible recent ones like Pixels and Ridiculous Six.
That is the thing, right? It is literally the same people making all of these movies, and the ones that are in the past, we have such a glowing memory of.
Yes.
The ones recently, not as good. And I don't think that's rose-colored glasses. I think that is... They stop trying as hard along the way.
Well, they don't have to.
They know what they need to do. They crank these things out.
They have a formula, and they do.
But I think they have stumbled upon something here that they should use again.
Well, they have used it for bedtime stories.
Okay.
In that, again, it's more towards children. And I think that since Adam Sandler has not grown up, or at least he can't grow up his characters, maybe he should be sitting in that niche.
It's a good thought. So maybe there's two things here that they need to incorporate into their new formula, is make it more for kids, but also have it be referential
Yes.
to the Adam Sandler catalog.
The universe, a shared Adam Sandler universe.
We have all seen these movies if we're tuning in to watch the latest Adam Sandler movie.
Absolutely.
So let's have little fun cameos of characters coming back.
Yes, I would not mind at all.
That then is kind of like Pixar approach, where it's for the parents and the kids, and you can just sit down and watch this thing for an hour and a half.
Well, I like what you're saying. Obviously, you know, it was exciting for me to see Julie Bowen in this.
Yeah.
Her name in this is Violet Valentine. Adam Sandler often writes his romantic partners with a double V alliteration name. It was also a double V in Happy Gilmore. So I was like, but she's not the same character.
No.
Ben Stiller, same guy. He was the orderly in like his grandma's home.
Right.
He was a real mean orderly. Now he's an orderly in that mental institution.
It's a better fit for him.
Yes. So.
And Adam Sandler could be basically Bobby Boucher.
He could. He's a sweetheart living with his mama.
Yeah.
As
just not in the swamp this time.
Yes. And that he's so kind-hearted that even a normal woman still considers him as a partner.
And you can kind of see it.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
It's still a little generous, I think, for Julie Bowen. But this is a classic Adam Sandler character. They're almost, unless somebody else is writing and directing outside of the, Happy Madison production.
That's right.
But yes, I love your idea of the shared universe. I'd love another Reese Witherspoon cameo. Thank you.
I don't even remember that one.
Little Nicky. She played his mom.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
His mom and Angel, and Harvey Keitel was the devil, and they made Little Nicky.
Yep.
At a Heaven Hell mixer.
Of course.
Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in like 15 years.
Well, and it's still right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I almost feel bad admitting that I quite enjoyed this one.
I don't think you have to feel bad about enjoying this one. I think it hits that sweet spot. Yeah. It's not actually a good movie. No. But it's a fun movie.
It's a fun movie, and it's Halloween, it's October. So it definitely hits that niche real hard. It's pretty much all taking place on Halloween night.
Yes.
Which makes it really hard to understand why his mom is changing into so many t-shirts.
Yeah, that's true.
Do not ask what she has done in his absence that requires so many t-shirt changes.
She just wants to show them all off. They're so good.
Yes, they're 50 cents at the Goodwill. Of course, they shot on location in Salem, and it looks so quaint and lovely.
Yes, it does.
Although Adam Sandler's mom does remind us that the town has had a history of bullies since the 1600s, which I thought was a really good idea to call the witch hunters of their time. So it really does. It hits all of the Halloween kind of kid movie stuff, like the egging and the toilet paper and the party, the
corn maze.
Yes, I don't know. I'm sure we heard Monster Mash a few times. Yeah. I mean, that's the song, right? And I loved when somebody called the radio station to request Ghostbusters. Because, man, they do trot that one out for Halloween for some reason.
Yeah, because of ghosts.
That's right. And he even gave us a lovely acronym for ghosts.
Well, he tried.
He did, to remind us how to have a safe and good time on Halloween night.
You didn't get too far.
No, we really didn't. Maybe that's for the sequel. We'll see the rest of his speech that he delivers annually.
He's got his own business card and everything.
Yes, he does. There's so much random funny stuff. Like, I laughed so hard at the puffer bit. I laughed when he gets startled by something and he screams and his mom's like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Nothing. I'm just practicing screaming." I don't why is that funny? It just is. It just is. Because what a ridiculous thing. Has anyone ever needed to practice that? Yes. Especially not that guy. He does it enough as it is. He does it enough. Yeah. Anyways, I enjoy it. I always enjoy picking out his wife. His two daughters are in this. He really encourages everyone who he casts to bring their families along on shoots. So it's a big sort of happy time for people to reunite because so many of them do all of the movies together.
Yep.
I love also spotting SNL cast members like Colin Quinn, who
Oh
I
yeah,
love.
he is in this. We haven't seen him in a while.
It's pretty brief.
Yeah.
He has done many Adam Sandler movies, and I just love seeing that guy. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's a fun
Familiar
time.
faces.
That's right. So you can check it out on Netflix. It's called Hubie Halloween. Hubie with an H. And you know, it's not good for like really little kids, but
No.
you know, it's really not too bad. It's pretty family friendly.
It is. I think the PG-13 is it's a good rating.
Okay.
It's
Fair
fair.
enough. Oh, good. Somebody up there knows what they're doing.
Occasionally they get it right. Yeah.
Yes. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Bye. Hubie Halloween is dedicated to the memory of Cameron Boyce, who was originally cast in this film, but died suddenly last year from complications due to epilepsy at the age of 20, just 2 days before this film would begin shooting. He had previously worked with Adam Sandler playing his son in Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2.